Okay. My name is Melanie Yost, and I'm with Melanie Yost LCSW LLC. I'm a business coach and a mentor, and I am so excited to have Miranda Palmer here today. I am talking with her, and she is going to be talking with you about her business. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist and a business coach, and she teaches other therapists and helping and healing professionals how to build successful businesses that support themselves. So Miranda, I am so excited to have you here.
I'm really happy to be here. I was just so pleasantly surprised to run into you on LinkedIn and that we were able to make a connect. And you have so much amazing knowledge and energy, and you are so wonderful and welcoming. And I'm just excited to know you. So it's pretty fun today.
Well, likewise, I really, that's why I wanted to interview you. When we spoke the first time, and LinkedIn is such a great way to connect with people, when we spoke the first time, I really felt this kindred spirit. And I like how you do business. I like how you teach people to do business. And so I wanted to be able to introduce you to my people so that if they felt connected with you, they could learn from you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I know that you're kind of like me. There is so much kindred there also that we're very protective of the people that we're around, and we want to make sure people get really good information, but also really good positive energy and really good positive information that is empowering and that also connects back into what our deeper goal is as helpers and healers, which is like being really good in the world and making change in the world, and that it's not, money is great, but it's also always about the client. That's so powerful.
Yeah. My my ongoing motto is be of service.
Yeah.
So however to be of service. So tell me about, you have your business Zuni Me, and you are in business with Kelly Higdon.
Yes.
And together you guys are the dynamic duo in teaching therapists and healers and helpers truly how to transform their business, because what I found is a lot of healers and helpers function as hobbyists or want to run their business as a ministry. And so I love your message and how you teach people. So can you tell me about some of the services you offer and how you approach helping healers and helpers and therapists?
Absolutely. So yeah, the issue of it being a ministry or it being like they act as if they're a nonprofit, they act as if it's a service for the world as a whole, and at the same time so many therapists are really frustrated, feeling like, why don't people value me? Why don't they value my services? Why am I struggling so desperately to make ends meet for me as a person, or what's happening here? So our entire goal is to educate and empower therapists, and we do that through providing what we hope are really awesome, interactive, free online webinars and trainings where we sit down on a particular topic that healers are really struggling with, and we just break it down. And we help, and we say, all right, here's where we know you're at. We know you're there because we've been there. We're part of the culture. We talk with hundreds and thousands of therapists, and we know that this is like the norm. So let's look at the norm, and then let's dissect that down, and let's take that cognitive distortion, because that's usually what it is. It's a cognitive distortion, and let's give you some truth. And then we want that to really inspire people to go out and make a change. So when someone comes to one of our free trainings, they're often really shocked that the first thing we're saying is, look, we want you to introduce yourself. We want you to network with people right now online. Put your information in the chat box. They're so used to going in as a professional and just sitting back and letting the information come in one ear and out the other when it comes to business. And it's almost like they kind of hope that by osmosis something is going to change in their business, but the only way it's going to change is if they change. So they need to come into this. So we say, look, get together and have fun and build community. And how did you learn best in graduate school? It was in community. And how did you learn best at trainings? It's when they get you into small groups. And, like, how does that work?
Yeah.
So we do that, and then we say, look, we need you to be present. You're part of this process. So we're not going to move on unless the people who are here are actually engaged, and unless you're actually asking questions and answering questions and you're saying, yes, you want to go forward. And so we'll say at the very beginning, as we introduce the topic, we'll say, look, if you want to do this, you have to say yes. And there'll be nothing in the chat, because they're just like, oh, okay. We're like, no, we're not moving on until you get engaged, until you become fully present. Because by the end, we want them to have not just been present, but come up with a specific plan and make a commitment to not just us and to themselves, but to their colleagues, that this is what they're going to do based on what they learned that day.
Yes.
And so we get wonderful tweets and emails and phone calls of people saying, oh my gosh, I came to your training, and like, my business is different, and I'm getting new clients, and I'm getting phone calls based on what you told me to do, and we love to hear that. We absolutely do. So that piece, and of course, yeah, we also model for our clients that we give a lot of wonderful things away for free, and we're really out there, and we're empowering people. And at the same time, we do have amazing programs. We have a business school boot camp, which is really cool, and we have an 8-week marketing intensive. But all of those are built on this place of people get to know us, like us, and trust us. And then it becomes really easy to get clients, so we don't have to chase after people and say, please, please, won't you desperately buy our program? They find that the program is exactly what they need, and so then they're coming to us and, or asking some exploratory questions to figure out, hey, well, what about this and what about that? And I think that's what we as therapists need to find, this way of giving of ourselves in a way that's not exhausting and that's not depleting, that allows people to know us, and then holding our value for the other things, right? Holding the value for our paid services and not doing this silly stuff of saying, what's your fee? And they go, oh, well, it's $60 to $135. No, that's not a fee.
No, that's a fee. That's not a fee.
That's not a fee. I talked with someone yesterday, a really, really wonderful person, and I said, what's your fee? And that's exactly what they told me. Oh, $60 to $135. And I said, okay, so I'm going to ask it again. What's your fee? And they said, that's a really good question. and, and they said, wow. And sometimes just asking questions in that way. And I see this with LMFTs, I see this with LCSWs, with psychologists, with massage therapists. I told my massage therapist, I said, if I hear you one more time, tell me as your client, my fee is this, or sliding scale. This is not how you run a business. It's not okay.
A woman after my own heart.
Well, and I think
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So you are an LMFT, and you do you still have a small practice, or when did you transition from doing a practice into strictly business coaching?
Yeah. So last year in July, we found out that we'd be moving, my family and I, my husband and my child, and it was a little bit of a shock because I've been running a successful practice. It was as big as I wanted it to be. I turned away clients all the time. I had to hire other people to take overflow as contractors, and I really loved it. I did it just 2 days a week because the work that I did as a trauma therapist was a lot of work, and it could be depleting. And so in order to be really good at what I did, I knew I had to have this nice balance. And so, last July, August, I completely closed down my practice, and I said goodbye to my clients, which was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Yes, I've closed a practice. I know. I get it, yes.
It was really painful, and then move into Zinni Me full-time up here in Seattle, Washington. It's interesting, that transition. There are still days where I take calls for the practice that's still there in California, and I'll talk with someone. I refer them over to someone else that's working for me or someone in the community, and I get off the phone and I just think, oh, I would love to work with that person. Like, I wish I was there, but the work that I do and my style, it's as much as I believe in online, and I love technology, I love online chats and groups and things like that, it's not where I feel it moving in trauma therapy for me. It's just not a good fit.
No, I did a lot of trauma work too, and I get it. And there's something about being physically present to help hold the space that you just can't do even in a video chat. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder, one of the things I think is so interesting is you can be in the room with someone and there was so much that came through in that space of like, feeling you get in your gut or tension that you feel and other things. And I don't know how the universe works and I don't know how cells work. I do know that, you can feel if someone's watching you and I don't know if I don't know what that is, but I don't get that to the same degree on video chat. I don't know if that's a skill that you develop over time. My body would get attuned to it, but just for me, again, always the highest and best. How can I best be of service? And how I can best be of service is just concentrating on Zinni right now and helping other therapists. And it's wonderful because I work with people now all over the world. And it's a wonderful thing to know that for every therapist that I help them get things on track and get a beautiful practice that perfectly fits them, that I'm having an impact on dozens or hundreds of people in that area just because I helped engage and support that person. I think it pulls a little bit of that, teacher in me. I've done adjunct work and faculty work and taught psychology and human services and different things. And there's like something about when you see your student take what they learned or your supervisee take what they learned and like bring it out into the world and you're thinking like, oh, like this is more than I could ever touch on my own.
I want to pick up on a little piece that you just said, and this is one of the things that I really love about you, and one of the reasons why I'm introducing you to my community is you said helping a therapist find the practice that fits for them. So you don't have, you don't have a cookie cutter approach. So you've got like best practices that you teach people, but you're not trying to shove somebody into a practice model that you've deemed in all of your guru glory is best for them, right?
What are you talking about? I'm totally a guru. Like what? No. I had a practice that I was very happy with that was 2 long days a week. And I like long days because I like to not get out of my pajamas on the other days. I like to live my life in yoga pants. And so that worked really well for me. I have other clients who they want to go in every single day and they want to see 2 or 3 clients and then they want to go and live life because that's what feels good for them.
Right.
And I talk with people who, 10 clients is full for them. That's okay. You can be successful at 10 clients. You can be successful with doing a couple of groups a week. It's about understanding where your calling is, what you want your life to look like, because even though our work is our calling, it should serve our life. It shouldn't rule our life.
Yes.
Like there's this place of you have to take care of you, like especially in this work, like we are our instrument as healers. Yeah. And if we run ourselves into the ground, we can't help anybody. I don't want therapists to run themselves into the ground. I don't want them to feel guilty or less than because they've identified that 12 clients a week is what works for them, or that they don't want to take insurance, or that they do want to take insurance, or that they want to work with people in an online capacity, or they don't want to work with people in an online capacity. It doesn't, all of those things are okay.
Yeah.
Just,
yes.
It's okay. Just do it in a way that makes sense.
Well, and what I love about that and what I talk to people about, and I love to hear that this is your approach too, is figure out what lifestyle you want to live, what are your priorities, and then you build your business model around that.
Yes.
To support what you want. And so, and that means deciding what kind of income you want, the ways you want to work with people, how often you want to work, all of that. Mm-hmm. So it's building it around what each individual wants and empowering them to do that.
Yes. And for anybody who is watching this and loving us talking for whatever reason that you might be listening,
because we're brilliant, that's why.
Well, yeah, of course. I encourage you to do a perfect day exercise. If you haven't ever done that before, sit down and do that. Like right after this video, sit down and just write out what would a perfect day, and not a vacation day, like a regular run-of-the-mill everyday day. Sit down and write it out in extreme, excruciating detail. It will give you some insight that you might just be quite surprised and pleasantly surprised at what you'll realize about what you really want. I think the other thing is you'll be surprised at how quickly sometimes the universe or your higher power or what have you will start to align your life with your perfect day. I can tell you within 4 months, 5 months of doing that perfect day exercise for myself, and saying, okay, what I want to do is I want to wake up in the morning and I want to walk my son to school, and I want to be down to walk down to the beach, and I want to blah 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 blah, and that's where I am, which is really insane. And in fact, my Kelly Higdon, my business partner, she was the first one, because I was kind of shell-shocked at the idea of moving. It was not in the plans. We really base our decisions based on kind of some, higher power kind of stuff, and through prayer and meditation, what have you. And it was not in our plan to move. It was not in our plan to move to Seattle. And so I was just kind of shell-shocked, like, all right, I will listen to the guidance and I will go to Seattle, but like, what the heck is going on? And Kelly went, you realize, don't you, that you're 2 blocks from the school where you can walk your son to school, you're 2 blocks from the beach, you go to the water, you now have the ability to, like here is how closely your life is already aligning. And I'm just sitting there just still shell-shocked going, yeah, and it's sometimes interesting too how often, if we don't write something like that down, if we don't really clarify it, how hard it can be to even like take it in as we experience it and to enjoy it.
Yes.
Right? And so that process of being intentional, it continues even as you move into, your life starting to get in balance. You still have to be intentional about enjoying that process and about like realizing the success that you're having.
I think sometimes what people do, though, is, in those moments where they realize what powerful creators they are and they've created what they wanted, there is this realization of, oh no, I'm a powerful creator in all of the good, but also in all of the bad. It really forces you into taking responsibility for how you are creating and showing up in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So can you share with people how, if they want to know more about you, I'm going to have a little an affiliate link, so if they want to know more about you, they can go through my affiliate link to get to you. But do you have, how can they find out more about you on Google+? Do you have you have a YouTube channel? How can they find out more of your stuff?
Pretty much, if you look for me somewhere, you're going to find me. Check out that's everywhere. The truth. That's the truth. I'm on Google+, and I'm on Reddit. Did you know? I just figured out, I was looking at my analytics, like I got more people from Reddit in the last couple of months than from Twitter. Who would have thought it, right? Like,
I don't even know what Reddit is.
Honestly, I don't know what it is either, so that's why I'm really surprised. But I'm kind of everywhere. I would say click on the link that Melanie's going to give you. You can go in and sign up for our free trainings. We have a free training upcoming about how to set your fees as a therapist. We have a private practice analysis where you can go in and look at what's happening with your business and get some specific feedback. We have a wonderful Website 101 program for therapists and healers so that you can look at, wow, why isn't my website working? Or, yeah, no, I still don't have a website. I'm not sure what to do, so that you can start the process of moving through that. So I'm sure Melanie will give you the link, her affiliate link, just to our broad website, and that's kind of the portal where you can go and check us out from there. We put out really great content regularly and great articles. least we think they're great, and people give us good feedback. So maybe I don't know. And if you go and check us out and you don't like fun and happiness and joy and empowerment, you will not like us. We giggle a lot. We are very silly and tongue-in-cheek, and we're very down-to-earth. So if you're looking for people in blazers who are going to like tell you, look, you too can wear a blazer like me, we are not.
That's funny. Now, I do want to reiterate, even though you focus on therapists, you do work with other massage therapists, healers, Reiki practitioners, anyone looking to build a professional practice in the helping healing profession.
Correct. And again, like it has to be focused on that client place, right? If you really help heal clients, and that includes also like personal trainers and fitness professionals. And we love the work. There's so many interesting ways that we can reach out to people. And what we found too, for us being therapists, in addition to that giving us expertise on building private practices for psychologists and LCSWs and such like that, it gives us a really interesting insight into like what's happening for the healer we're working with, and really delving into what's happening for their clients, really having a good sense of people. Our clients are always like amazed at like, oh my gosh, how did you know that? You know, like how do you know that? Well, because we know people. You know, that's our study, people. We know how people think, and we know how they make decisions. So when we can imbue that deep knowledge of people and psychology into marketing and into business, things start to flow, which is really nice.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your passion, because you can tell as you talk, you really love what you do, you love your clients, and your way of changing the world is helping other people build their practices and helping them change people's lives so you can affect so many people. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. And I just want to say there, like, I know that, you know, if you haven't been connected with Melanie, or you're not connecting with her, like, go and connect with her. You know, don't not do that. You know that she's awesome. So come and check me out, of course. But Melanie's really cool, and if you haven't had a chance to work with her yet, maybe you ought to.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right.
Bye, guys. Nice to meet you all.
Bye.